Hello guys and welcome back everybody. Today guys I'm gonna show you the best pairs that I choose for next week that I'm trading with. So yeah guys, next week I believe it's gonna be a good week. One, because I will be at home, so I won't go to school. So what does it mean? It means that I can stay in front of the charts more time and actually take good trades. And also guys, because we have some beautiful pairs to trade. So before starting guys, I'm gonna ask you to leave a like, leave a comment, and please subscribe me. And if you haven't yet, join my Telegram group or follow me on Instagram. So yeah, guys, now let's start with the first pair being AUD-CHF. AUD-CHF on the weekly, we are pretty bearish, so bearish. We are at the lowest point ever since we had AUD-CHF, and if I change the server, like I go to FXEM is the lowest point ever. Even in the 1980 it wasn't that low. So what does it mean? It means that it has to have a retracement to the upside. Why? Because we are the lowest point, and whenever we were low, like here, we then had a retracement to the upside. Today still go to the downside. Even here guys, we went to the downside, big push to the downside, we had some bullish momentum to the upside. And now I believe this market is gonna do the same exact thing. Also because we have this weekly blue candlestick that engulfed the previous one. So this one here is a bullish engulfing candlestick. Then on the daily we can see this beautiful rejection from here, this morning star formation on the daily time frame. This is guys the morning star formation pattern. So what does it mean? It means that it's gonna go to the upside. Then the 4 hour, the most beautiful time frame. Right here we can see that the 4 hour has created this zone. It was used as resistance, and hopefully now we can use this zone as a support. So what I'm gonna wait guys is for a bullish engulfing candlestick on the 1 hour, which will be my entry signal. So I'm gonna wait for something like this to the upside that engulfs the previous candlestick, so a bullish engulfing candlestick. I'm gonna wait for the retest of the MA being above it to then take the trade to the upside with a, if we put the take profit right there on the 4 hour resistance, we will have a 1 to 2.5 risk to reward ratio. So guys, this is my first trade. On this area of interest we also have the round psychological level 0.52,000. so yeah, round psychological level, area of interest, go to the upside with the 4 hour being bullish as well. So yeah, this is the first pair for next week, which is AUD-CHF. Then the second pair is NZD-JPY. NZD-JPY was the losing trade that I took last week, but I'm gonna talk about it later on the video tomorrow that will come out tomorrow. But guys, let me say happy Easter to everybody. Today it's Easter. If you're watching this video, you are very dedicated to trading like I am, because I'm also trading on Sunday. I'm gonna watch the charts and analyze them for next week, because guys, every day is a chart day. Even if the markets are closed, you have to watch the charts, and it's something that I didn't do like in the past weeks, but now I'm gonna watch the charts every day, and I'm gonna focus 100% on trading because I wanna pass this challenge. So second pair is NZD-JPY. I lost a trade last week. We can see that on the daily, on the weekly time frame, we are clearly bearish, creating higher highs and higher lows. Like you can see, higher low, higher low, lower high, lower low. So we are bearish, not higher lows, like I said, because I was wrong. Lower highs and lower lows. So now we can see that the weekly has created a new lower low, which is down here. This one here is the lower high, and this one here is the previous structure point. How do I know? Because I use the snake trick. So here we are, we go down, we have the first turn, wherever we have the second turn, this will be our previous structure point, guys. So yeah, you simply use the snake trick to understand where the previous structure point is. So the weekly is at this structure point here, is bearish. We have this beautiful area of interest used as multiple times as a support, resistance, and support right here, and now it's gonna be used as a resistance. Daily time frame. On the daily we are bearish, with this one being the lower high, lower low. What is happening here on the daily? The daily, when here rejected this area of interest with the previous structure point and also the EMA, the 50 EMA, so now it rejected this level here. What I'm gonna wait for this one here to do is to have the break of this retest of this neckline of this potential head and shoulders on the 4 hour, retest of the neckline to then go to the downside. Beautiful trade, I believe, guys. Beautiful opportunity for next week. So like I said before, the thing that I'm gonna wait for is the break and retest out of this zone here. 1 hour is already bearish, so I'm gonna wait for break out of this zone, retest, bearish engulfing candlestick on the 1 hour time frame or the 30 minutes. I'm gonna see later, to then take the trade to the downside. Beautiful trade. Take profit. It will be at the weekly structure right here at the weekly bottom. Then on the daily it's right this, and the 4 hour is this area of interest, is this zone used as resistance and support before. So I'm gonna wait for the market. The first take profit will be here, but then I hope so that I will set and forget. This was GBPJPY. Now let's see my third pair, which is GBPJPY. It's quite similar to GBPJPY, but it's not that beautiful. We have the weekly now is bearish. Why is it bearish? Because we are creating lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now we are retesting this area of interest here. 1 touch, 2 touches on the weekly, while we have multiple touches on the daily. But the but here is that we also have this other area of interest here, which is more respected, used as one time here as a resistance, support, and it's more respected than the other area of interest. So what might happen? It might happen that we're gonna have a pullback to this area of interest right here, so a daily candlestick right there, to then take the trade to the downside from that level right there, and not the area of interest right here. So this is something that we're gonna watch from next week on. How? If, listen here guys, if I'm gonna have a bearish engulfing candlestick on the 4 hour time frame right here, I'm gonna enter the trade. But if I don't have the engulfing candlestick along with the, of course, the shifts of structure on the 1 hour or the 30 minutes, I'm not gonna take the trade, but I'm then gonna wait for it to pull back right there. So I'm gonna take this trade to the downside only if I will get the bearish engulfing on the 4 hour or the shift of structure on the 1 hour or the 30 minutes time frame. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna wait for GJ. So basically I'm gonna wait for the break out of this right here, the break out of the structure for it to turn bearish, retest bearish engulfing to then take the trade, which also will be like a bearish engulfing candlestick on the 4 hour. So yeah guys, this was GJ. I believe it has a big potential to the downside, like GBPJPY. Beautiful trade. We are at three trades that I believe we're gonna have a big probability to take them next week. Now let's see the fourth pair, which is NZD USD. And the USD on the weekly time frame, we are clearly bullish. We had a big push to the upside in the last 2 weeks. We body closed above this one here, which was the lower high, this was the lower low. So we went from being bearish to now this week being bullish. So then we are bullish on the weekly. We have this area of interest here with 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on the weekly time frame, around psychological level 5,900, 59,000. Then on the daily time frame, we are clearly bullish. We had a streak of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullish daily candlesticks. So what I'm gonna wait for this market right here to do is a retest of this area of interest to then take the trade to the upside. On the 4 hour, what does it look like? It will, the 4 hour, if it comes right here, will then go bearish, unfortunately, but I will still look for the 1 hour or the 30 minutes shift of structure. Why is that? Because we take the trade after the rejection from this area of interest. So I'm gonna wait for the rejection as well. So yeah, this is NZD/USD, but guys, sorry if I didn't say it, we could even have the pullback to this area of interest here on the daily time frame. We could have the pullback right there, but it's not something certain, because we might even have the pullback right here, shift of structure, rejection to then take the trade to the upside. So yeah, this was NZD/USD. Now let's see EURGBP. EURGBP is a pretty risky trade. While AUD/CHF is a counter trend trade, but it has a high probability to play in our favor, EURGBP is just a high risk trade. Why is that? Because on the weekly, we are clearly bullish. We had this big push to the upside. We created this week here, rejected this level here, which is also a level of resistance used before. Now on the daily, what is happening on the daily? The daily, to me, I don't know what you guys think, to me this right here is bearish. Why is that? Because I count this as an elbow. So this right here to me is bearish, creating lower highs and lower lows. So then what I'm gonna wait for this market to do is to have the retest of this area of interest here to then take the trade to the downside. This area of interest here is a 4 hour area of interest. As you guys can see, we had, listen here carefully, we had this bearish engulfing on the 4 hour. So what does it mean? If this happened when the market was opened, I would have caught this trade. Also because it happens that we are bearish on the 30 minutes time frame. On the 1 hour, we are bearish as well. So what might happen, guys, that I'm gonna take the trade once we retest this EMA here on the 1 hour, because guys, the trade, I believe, is ready to play, out. So as I said before, this is what I'm gonna wait for it to do. Like I said, retest of this area of interest, entry signal, which will be a retest of the EMA, bearish engulfing candlestick to then take the trade to the downside. Beautiful trade, I believe, even if it's a lot risky, it's more risky than the other ones, but I still believe has a high probability to play. Also, if we go to the 4 hour, let's use the FIB, which is something that I learned in the last weeks. We use the FIB and we see that this price rejected the 38% level. So what does it mean? It means that now maybe it will have a rejection, even if it didn't retest this right here, guys, which is so-called the gold zone. This is the golden ratio, where on the Fibonacci retracement is the best part that has the most probability to reject off and also to pull back too. So so we had the rejection from the 38% Fib. Now we we had a break and retest of this area of interest. If the market was open, I would have already caught this trade to the downside, but it's not open, so we'll see once London opens tomorrow, which is Monday. Now let's see my last pair, which is AUD/USD. AUD/USD, we are bullish, we were bearish for like how many weeks? We were bearish for 140 days. Now we are bullish. So what does it mean? It means that now we are gonna look for buys. So I'm gonna wait for the pullback on the daily time frame to this area of interest right here, which also has the previous structure point. So this area right here, 1, 2, 3 touches, or to the other area of interest, which is the one that is respected multiple times and also happens to have the 50 EMA. Then on the 4 hour we will go bearish, from being bullish to being bearish. If you get the retest to this one here, to this area of interest here, maybe we will not change the structure, so we will not change from being bullish right now to being bearish. If we go bearish, we might have the retest of this area of interest here. I'm gonna wait for the rejection from this area of interest here to then take the trade to the upside. As easy as it gets, guys. So on the 1 hour, whether it's coming here, rejection on the 4 hour time frame and the 1 hour shift of structure, whether it goes right here to then have the rejection and shift of structure on the lower time frame. So yeah, guys, these were my pairs for next week, with the best one being AUD/CHF with this beautiful area of interest here on the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. I believe it's gonna be a long. I'm gonna set and forget with this one here because it has a massive potential to the upside. What do I say by massive potential? Maybe even to retest this week right there. So if it goes to retest that week, it might even be a 1 to 6 risk to reward, which is definitely, if I catch a trade like this one here, like a 1 to 6, I'm gonna be okay with the challenge for like 2 weeks. So without this talking, let's see AUD/CHF first one, NZD/JPY the second pair, and GJ the third pair. Guys, make sure to join my Telegram group because I'm gonna talk about this trade more during the week, and if I catch a trade, I'm gonna send it to you guys on Instagram and Telegram. And if you guys wanna select a few prop firms to trade with, I have a tool that works very good for you. I made a video last week about Prop Firm Match, which is a tool that helped me choose my FTMO challenge. The link is in the description, guys. If you buy a prop firm with Prop Firm Match using my link, you will then support me and help me with my career in trading. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, leave a comment. See you next time. Bye, guys.